The Corgis of Queen Elizabeth by Diane Wald. On Wednesday, September 10th, 2003, I was visiting my friend Larry, who is chronically ill. Larry knows everything about the Corgis and Queen Elizabeth, who now has 5 or 6 Corgis, who mill about her feet and the feet of her dressmakers and all the kings and queens before Elizabeth. And he knows what the Corgis have for breakfast. And he knows that they get fresh vegetables, not raw. And they get turkey in little silver bowls, cut up in little cubes, not slices. And Queen Elizabeth serves them their meals herself. She had a favorite Corgi named Daisy, whom she buried somewhere on the palace grounds with a little Corgi funeral. And I do not mean to make fun of that, because I am happy she loved her Corgi. But let's be clear. It does not always mean that a person who loves a different kind of creature is totally good. As I understand, Hitler loved canaries, and not to compare her to Hitler, but Queen Elizabeth also indulges in hunting. And we all know about those presidential dogs. While Larry is talking, I'm thinking this is very fascinating, but I'm also watching the digital clock over his shoulder, which displays hours, minutes, weather, wind, velocity, and alerts you whenever the airport closes in Boston. If there are disasters of any kind, this is a very special clock that he bought with part of the money that he received from his suit against the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority, occasioned by a trolley driver closing the door of the trolley on his already painful foot, as part of his affliction in a dreadful neuropathy to which he rarely refers. Although that trolley incident really pissed him off, because the driver could have easily seen his crutches. He tells me the Corgis have their own bedroom, next to the bedroom of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Yes, the Queen does sleep with the Prince even now. Except on the nights when he's out very late and comes home after she has retired, when politely he goes and sleeps on a special princely bed right in his dressing room. The Corgis, however, always sleep in their own room, just next to the Queen's own queenly bedroom. And recently, when a man was somehow able to break into the palace and walk boldly into the Queen's suite of rooms, finding the Queen cloaked and crowned in terry cloth, as she had just taken her queenly evening bath, and was carrying her gin tray and a big yellow towel, the Queen was most relieved that the Corgis were not able to get out of their bedroom, because she feared that they would have used their little diamond-sharp teeth to shred the silly man like turkey. So loyal and so fierce, but so sweet are those Corgis. And while Larry is telling me about the Queen and the Corgis and throwing in a lot of extra information about Prince Charles and Camilla, and how Camilla and her father actually have suites of rooms in one of the royal buildings where Diana's sons now live, I cannot understand how this can be true, but Larry swears it is. In any case, all this amazing information pours out of Larry in a way that I never would have believed possible, since he is normally a rather circumspect fellow. And while I'm watching the airport clock over his right shoulder, I'm watching over his left shoulder his tiny television, for which some unknown reason he has set to show captions for the hard of hearing. They are showing newly released tapes from Al-Qaeda, showing pictures of Osama bin Laden, or someone made up to look like Osama bin Laden, walking up and down the hillsides somewhere, looking a lot like a shepherd from the Old Testament. And underneath the captions are reading, "Is it Osama? Is it not Osama?" There is an investigation to try to find out whether the tape is real or a hoax, and whether the soundtrack, or what shows on Larry's TV as italicized captions, was added to the tape after the video was shot. And I'm thinking, what difference does that make? It doesn't mean that it isn't really Osama, or even that it isn't really a shepherd from the Old Testament. And perhaps it's all happening in Cleveland, or Barcelona, or Honolulu, and not in Afghanistan, or Iraq, or Hollywood, or any of the places we're always being conditioned to think are the only places anything of significance ever happens, when really everything is happening right here. Right here with the Corgis and Queen Elizabeth and Larry and the trolley driver and the lawyer who handled Larry's case, and the Democratic presidential candidates, and the people who are sitting out on their stoops, just the way people did 50 years ago on Washington Street, in Jamaica Plain. But it's right here, and not 20 years ago, or 5 years from now. And everything's happening right here, where you hear or read this, and make up your mind about it. Right here, and right now, and not anywhere else forever.